You should focus on your botched dress. One is up like our taxes, one is down like our economy. That's what you should focus on, okay? You will never feathers on. If I feel like you look like a flamingo, you look like a flamingo. Why you so mad? You called me so many things. Why you mad?
I am an escort.
Yep. A high-end escort.
Well,
Not even high-end, girl. $4,000 is chicken.
You took $4,000 for a night?
pussy is mine, pleasure's mine, and I hope the man enjoyed himself.
Really think about to decide who you are.
Okay.
That you're a pathological liar. I'm just getting started.
I am still in disbelief at how the Housewives of Nairobi, the whole show went from 100 to 0. Like, what exactly happened? But from what we can see that everything, the whole attack, the whole, what word do I use now? The whole fight that is happening between the ladies now are actually from activities that happened behind the scenes, from unseen footages. And I'm just wondering, because when they showed the last clip for the last episode and I saw what they were about to show in the reunion, I was shook. Like, in my head, I'm like, exactly how did this happen? What exactly happened? Because the ladies ended that season 1, very happy, cheerful, they bonded, they showed us that sisterhood thing. And I was here saying this is what real housewives should be. It shouldn't be about fights. It shouldn't be about people trying to bring themselves down. Here I was not knowing that they were actually trying to bring themselves down. Like, this particular franchise of the Real Housewives is the most disastrous I've ever seen. Like, they went raw. They said so many nasty things. And I'm just wondering, wow, I thought these women were actually classy. Because if you come to look at it, they compare them with other franchises, you realize that most of the ladies on this particular show are actually matured women. Like, I think it's only Minnie that I'll say, okay, Minnie and Vera. Aside from them, all others are grown-up women. Like, they are women. And then we are now saying this. Wow. It's a whole lot happened in this Real Housewives of Nairobi. I don't know where to start from. Like, I'm confused at this point in time. But we have to start from somewhere. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. How you doing? If you're doing great, if you're staying, so remember to subscribe, hit the bell button, and also let me know in the comment section what you think about the Real Housewives of Nairobi. See, I don't know where to start from, that's just the truth, because this whole thing happened, it took me unawares. Like, the reunion took me unawares. I don't know how to even start this whole conversation. The altercation I'm seeing between Sonal and between Susan and Minnie, yes, it's coming as a surprise because I know they actually reconciled and they were doing the whole bestie thing. Yes, I kind of saw that, okay, Minne and Susan are two powerful people. Like, I've said it from day one that the problem Susan and Minne are having is who gets to be the captain of the ship, because the two of them are two strong, powerful person, but have very strong personality, and that is just the problem they are having. So now that I'm seeing that they're actually having this problem in the reunion, I'm not surprised, because a captain will always want to be a captain. And Minnie is not ready to go under Susan. Neither is Susan ready to go under Minnie. Like, they're having so much altercation, they're having so much beef. And what's even surprising now is that Susan had to report the case to the police. Like, Susan reported Minnie to the police. This is how bad it went. Like, I don't understand. Because Minnie called her a flamingo. Like, is that making any sort of sense?
Okay, she went and pressed charges against me because I called her a flamingo. Even the cops were laughing. They're like, it's fine, okay. No problem. But she wants to use that against me because, you know, she loves...
Like, I'm yabbing you that what you were is making you like a flamingo, and then you go ahead to report to the police. Like, it did not... There are so many things that happened behind the scene that they did not get to show us, and obviously because of time. But I felt like they should at least given us a hint on looking at the background stories and all of that. But from what I can conclude based on Susan and Sonal and Minnie is that because Minnie called her a flamingo, she now went to report to the police, which is not making any sort of sense. Like, how can you go reporting to the police that someone called you a flamingo? For God's sake, call her your own name. Insult her if you want to insult her. It's not like Susan never insulted Minnie, so it doesn't even make any sort of sense. But the one that shook me the most, is the one between Sonal and Susan. Like, these are besties. At the point in time, I was even saying, Kai, these ladies, like the way they were doing their things during the show, I was like, what's up with these ladies? And now I'm coming to see that I feel like they've not told us what really happened. Sonal and Susan have not really told us what happened, because from what Sonal can say, from the whole G Sonal is saying, I can see that Sonal is being possessive. Sonal is one person that is very possessive of her friendship. Like, if you're her friend, she wants you to stick by her. Like, she's this one person that your enemy is my enemy, your friend is my friend. So I think that is the problem that Sonal had.
Felt your friendship with Vera became too tight, yet you are my best friend.
But
I was
you know
like,
what?
you talk to her,
So
but you
now
don't tell me.
friendship does not work like
doesn't-
that.
I don't
You
understand.
can't own people.
You can't own.
Although there's still so many things that they actually called Sonal out for, which I wouldn't want to talk about it, because Sonal is actually a married, or should I say married woman. I think she has a family, her kids are watching. So it's really disrespectful that Minne and Vera actually brought up this conversation. Like, you cannot be calling out someone like that and you do not really have a concrete proof of what Sonal did. You're just guessing it based on, okay, this, you're just adding one and one together, and then you now come out and say such a thing on national television about Sonal. I feel that was very wrong, because there was no solid proof for that. Minnie and Vera, I don't know how they got about that information, but I feel it was very wrong.
How do you make money nowadays?
Okay, while we're on this,
Sorry? Sorry?
About how you're an escort.
You're a high-end escort, so now.
I am an escort.
Yep.
A high-end escort.
Well, I
I'm
hope.
a high-end girl. $4,000 is chicken.
You took $4,000 for a night.
Then for Sonal and Susan, like, I understand that fact that Sonal will want Susan to be her party and all of that. But where it falls Sonal is telling Susan that, oh, you cannot be talking to Vera because of the vacation she had with Vera. But at the same time, Susan actually did almost the same thing by telling Sonal not to talk to Minnie. Yes, Minnie and Sonal are not so close like that, so it wasn't really a problem for Susan. But Susan seeing that, Sonal seeing that Susan and Vera were becoming very close, Sonal decided to actually take an offense in that. Which in my head, I'm like, I don't understand. Why are you being possessive of anybody? Like, you cannot stop me from being friends with anybody. So the whole bottom line of everything is that it seems like Sonal was trying to put everybody under the bus. Basically, she gets to speak with you, and then when she's speaking with another person, she's saying something different and all of that. It wasn't even making any sort of sense. Even the birthday party of her daughter, they were even talking about. The whole thing was confusing at a point in time, because they were saying, oh, Sonal invited Dr. C and what's her name again, Lisa, to the house, and told them that during the reunion, let them put Susan under the bus, which wasn't really making any sort of sense. Like, why exactly would I want to put you under the bus? Like, have you given me any concrete reason why I should put you under the bus? Like, it wasn't making any sort of sense. I disliked the way they actually spoke to Sonal. Yes, maybe Sonal might have done so many things that were wrong, but the way they spoke to Sonal, it was as if they ganged up against her. Like, I don't know how to say this. Like, it was really bad that she could not even defend herself at some point in time. Although I know that Sonal is one person that is very corny. Let's not just, I've said this thing in one of my episodes before. Sonal is this person that will, I think, was it Minnie that said it in her confessional? Sonal is this person that will pinch you, like, you know, the way when someone is very cantankerous, like, they will pinch a baby, or when a baby starts crying, they'll not come and say, why did you cry now? Why did you cry? I feel that's the kind of person Sonal is. Sonal is one person that will attack you behind, and then when people are now there, she now use her baby voice, and then you now be wondering, how can this person use her baby voice to intimidate you? I feel that's the kind of person Sonal is. So I'm not really 100% saying that what Dr. Catherine and Susan are saying is true, but I feel that Sonal has a hand. Like, I'm sure she did something wrong. That is why she's being dragged like this. Then, what again? So they talked about because I didn't do a review of episode 1. They also talked about Minnie's marriage, whether Minnie's marriage was real or fake. Remember that Lisa actually made that whole comment that, oh yes, I met the mystery man, that Minnie is actually married. Minnie actually has a man, although the marriage that they did is traditional wedding, which is not recognized by law. And so they now had to bring up that conversation of whether Minnie is actually married, legally married or not. They had that conversation. I feel that that was really unnecessary. Lisa went bottom low. Like, Lisa should be like the oldest, but at the same time, I feel like Lisa did certain things that were not supposed to be. First and foremost, you cannot be saying Minnie's husband for the first time and you say, oh, so you actually exist. Even if you have an opinion about Minnie and her marriage, there are certain things you keep quiet. There are certain things you shouldn't say because you have a mouth to say. There are certain things you shouldn't say. But Lisa had that loose mouth and actually said it in the open. Then she went ahead again to say, oh, that the marriage was not legal. So they now have to actually confirm whether the marriage was actually legal. Good and fine. Susan is actually a lawyer. Susan actually clarified that fact that yes, that marriage from the new constitution, that marriage is actually legal. They also went ahead to actually talk about Vera's marriage. That Vera's marriage was actually a legal one as well, because I think Vera has been dragged all about whether her marriage is real, whether her marriage is fake and all of that. And she brought her certificate, like she brought her wedding certificates for this reunion. I think she was really expecting it, and then they now clarify, yes, that Vera is actually married. Now let's talk about Lisa. Lisa went bottom low. When Lisa actually went to see Vera and Minnie and her husband, Minnie's husband actually confided in her and said, oh, maybe, and not even maybe, that the reason why Minnie is actually coming late for event, Minnie is not really herself, is because she actually had a miscarriage 10 days after the death of his father. And then the next thing we're seeing is that Lisa is going to tell the ladies about it. Like, make it make sense. Why are you telling the ladies? The husband just confided in you. At some point, again, I actually understand where Lisa was actually coming from. I feel Lisa was coming from the point of, okay, you ladies should actually calm down when it comes to Minnie. She's actually going through a lot, so people should try and understand her. I understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, there are certain things you don't say. That brings back to what I was saying before. Because Lisa has a mouth does not mean that you have to say everything that you see. Because you have a mouth doesn't mean that when anything passes, you have to say, you have to make a comment on or not. That's the same thing she did again to Vera. Vera had just put to bed. Vera had not even announced it on social media. And the next thing we're seeing that Lisa is posting it on social media congratulating her. Why are you congratulating her? Did she send you? She just wants to have her private time. And then you're not putting it up on social media. And that is what so many people actually do. So many of our friends are actually guilty of this. So in case you're watching this video and you're guilty of this, please change. Even if you're tempted to post, check your friend's status as whether she has posted it. Or you ask, can I post it? Not for you to just go and be the fan. You just want to be the person that will break you so that you trend. Or so that you have more engagement. It makes no sense at all. Like, it makes absolute no sense at all. So Vera was not happy about it. Minnie was not happy about it as well. They called her out, although she apologized. And I'm like, okay, the apology does not make any sense because you've done the deed already. The deed has already been done. So why exactly are you apologizing? See, so many things actually happened, but most of the things that happened behind the scene, and that is what is like consoling me. That is what's like, okay, I can now understand why this whole altercation, because during the whole show itself, I did not see anything tangible that these women could hold on to, like the way they actually bickering against themselves. Like, it's just a whole lot. Like, the whole altercation, the whole fight, it's a whole lot. Minne, on the other hand, is one person that I know she's a very loud person. I love Minne notwithstanding, but I think there's some places she actually went the extra mile. Even the host even had to ask them, okay, who are we? Are you going to continue as friends and all of that? So now said no, she's going to be a one-man general, and if the show comes back, if there's a season 2, she's going to come back. All the housewives said they were going to come back except Susan, who said she's undecided on that. For Dr. C, Dr. C came prepared for everybody and anybody. So that whole conversation of Madam P, remember when they had was it a staycation or what? I think it was Susan. I can't remember who organized that show. And then they were asking some questions about who is likely to do this and who is not likely to do. So they asked that question, who is likely to pimp any of the housewives, and all the ladies actually said is Dr. C. Dr. C now came out and answered that you are actually right, that they actually call her Madam P. And that Madam P, because the question says who is likely to be a pimp, and then you're now coming out to say, oh, my friends actually call me Madam P. So what exactly is that P for? That P automatically is pimp. So I wonder why Dr. C was actually finding it difficult to accept that Madam P was actually pimp. So she had that whole back and forth with Sonal and what's her name again, and Minnie, because they were saying, yes, you were saying you were Madam P, although Sonal later apologized and said, okay, that what she understood for after watching it is that Dr. C is actually a matchmaker, and not a pimp, because a pimp is someone that gives out girls for money, but a matchmaker is someone that gives out, not really gives out, that matches people because of love. And then Minnie is like, no, she opened her mouth and said that she's Madam P. So what does the P stand for? And Dr. C was trying to defend herself, and then the host, I feel the host didn't do a good job, if you ask me. The host is too, should I say the host is too slow and too quiet? He doesn't have the voice. He doesn't know how to continue conversations. Like, once one conversation is said, he now forgets about the conversation and goes to another conversation. He wasn't really flowing so well, if you ask me. So the host now said, okay, let's rewatch that whole scene again. And then when they now rewatched it, we now saw Dr. C actually saying that her friends actually call her Madam P, and she was actually kind of dumbfounded. She didn't know what to say anymore, and she was like, well, she has to clarify things, that what she meant is that she's a matchmaker. And then the host now asked, amongst the single ladies, would you like Dr. C to actually matchmake any of you? All of them said yes, but Sonal said she's not in the right space now, but if she's in the right space, she's actually going to meet Dr. C to matchmake her. So Dr. C was actually so loud at some point in time when he had to do with Sonal.
Dress. I would like to give it back to you.
Thank you.
Why? Because I really think you should put it somewhere, frame it, because this is a Punda Mulia. Thank you very much, Sarah. Punda.
Like, it's as if they came for Sonal. Like, they all planned it. Like, when I say they, that is Susan and Dr. C. Like, when it had to do with Sonal, we could see Susan actually having the power, having the strength to actually confront Sonal. But when Minnie now came, she would just be quiet and just be looking. Like, Minne and Susan, you see, these two people, they are two strong characters, and I would love to see the two of them more and more again in subsequent seasons that are going to come. They are two strong characters that would not want to subpedal for another person to be on top. So I like that energy I'm seeing between the two of them. Will the two of them ever be friends? I do not know. Like, I don't see that coming anytime soon, because two captains cannot be in one ship. It's not possible at all. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If there's any other thing I missed, I'm sorry about that. Yes, because this whole show took me unawares. So I'll see you in my next video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell button. Bye.